Hello, and today I will start doing and explaining quadratic inequalities. Uh, my team is Alberto Tamés, Jair Santos, and Joel Gorneros. Quadratic inequalities are equations such as these that have an inequality, such as this one, that is greater or equal to. So basically, the exercise we're going to work on today is x squared minus x is greater or equal to 12. So we're going to start with moving the 12 all over to the other side, making it negative and making a much more complete equation. Then we're basically going to factorize both of them to x minus 4 and x plus 3. This is achieved because x minus 4 and plus 3 both subtracted give 1, such as this 1 right here, negative 1, and multiplied give negative 2, negative 12, which is the way it can be factorized. Then you just join them together and make them greater or equal to 0, just like here, greater. So after you already have the factorized expression of the initial equation, we now can move the both factored things, the both factors, into making the both x's the both variables. That would be in turn be used in the graph. This is, well, the way this works is basically we just despejar x, right? We just made it so that x is now alone on its side of the field, right? We took away the parentheses, we moved the 4 to the other side, made it positive because it moved to the other side, and now the x is completely alone in the side of the field. Now that means that x is greater or equal to 4. And now to the other factor, this means that x plus 3, we take out the parentheses, now it's x plus 3, we move the 3 to the other side, now it's x is greater or equal to minus 3. Now that's the second root or factor or whatever, right? Now we have to put them inside a graph. Now this graph, well, I'm going to explain it, right? There is the minus 3 from here, then the 4 from here, and the 0. And then there's these three zones: first zone, the second zone, and the third zone, and plus infinity and negative infinity, right? So the way that we find the answer is that we just basically choose one number that's in these zones and then replace the x in them, right? Now I'm gonna do an example on how we can do this. So let's do it first for the first zone, right? Now this is a number that's between minus 3 and negative infinity, and a number that could be negative 5, right? So if we were to replace negative 5 with this x, the answer would be negative 9, and that number is a negative number. So that's the first. And what we're looking for is that both, and well, actually, let me tell you that later. And negative 5 here will also be negative, right? And what we're looking here is that if we multiply these two signs, that means, and it gives a positive, then that means that this is the correct zone that we have to shadow, right? Then this is positive, this means that this is a correct zone, right? That zone that we're going to use. That means that the first one is going to be a negative infinity, because it's left to right, negative infinity to negative 3. And then the next zone, right? That is between minus 3 and 4, and that is 0, right? Well, it can be anything between minus 2, but I'm going to choose 0. And 0 minus 4 is going to give you negative, but 0 plus 3 is going to give you positive. That means that this is a negative, right? Because negative times positive gives you negative. It means this is not a zone. And that gives the other zone, that means it's a negative, positive, as well as the last one. So the last one is going to be a 4, a positive 4, and positive infinity. Now, these parentheses are wrong because it's equal or greater to mean. This means that this 3 is actually a quartet and this 4 is actually a quartet. So this is a correct answer to this problem.